All right, with that being said, let's talk about these two teams, Rukel. First off, we have Fun versus Simp, our first matchup. Could this be the battle of the campers? I say no. Simp has shown aggression against foreign teams in the past. Bringing the same mentality, however, will help, since Fun Gaming can be classified as a foreign team. It is all based on timing when it comes to when to crack the shell against these defensive positions. Simp has nothing to prove. A loss here would still keep them in first place. If they win, they stay in first place. If they lose, they stay in first place. Let's talk about their opponents, Fun Gaming. They lost to RBIS last week after 4 draws. 4 draws! It's time to fight for second place, our Fun Gaming, and they're going to have to, or they're going to fall in their division. If they win, they rise to second place. If they lose, they fall to 5th place. 5th place. This is a big fall, and the reason is because a lot of teams are tied up in that second place right now, Ruko, and we're going to see a lot of those tie breaks break up, you could say,
yes,
tonight. And a lot of predictions is kind of tough to make where teams are going to end up for next week because of so many ups and downs that are going to happen tonight in these 4 matches for this division. The same thing for Bravo. It doesn't have as many tiebreakers, but the tiebreaker that is there is...
It's 3rd place.
It's 3rd place.
Yeah.
It's 4 teams, right? Tied for 3rd.
Just 3. Just 3.
Oh, it's just 3 for Bravo Division.
Mm-hmm. But in Alpha, we do have the 3-way tie top tier Arbis Fun Gaming, which is rather interesting. I'm not surprised top tier made it to the top, of course, but with Arbis and Fun Gaming, I wasn't quite expecting them to perform quite so highly. I'd kind of expected the teams that were the old guys from the group, you know, everyone who'd been around for a few seasons, to kind of just solidify and own that top of the bracket, and all these other guys would be fighting for it. But it turns out to be a little bit of the opposite, with Simple Tankers, #RU, actually being towards the bottom.
Yeah, that's when you're talking about Wusaw for Europe saying, hey, they're really low to the bottom. I didn't really expect that. You can say that for the Googly Bobbers for the Bravo Division, who's just above Gong Fu. You can say that for #RU. You know, even Victoria's Secret, I was starting to see traction from that team, but unfortunately they've had some losses. However, could be a different story tonight. With that being said, I welcome the 2 team leaders for the face-off. Gentlemen, good evening.
How are you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
You all right, Laps?
I had a rather intimate experience with the Oculus Rift, testing that with World of Tanks, trying to get some training experience. And I think I got a little bit of the recoil mechanism right in the face.
Ouch. Well, at least you had a first aid kit. Did you care to comment on what happened?
In real life?
In real life, yeah.
I'll tell you this. I tested driving a Razor scooter down a hill. Don't try it.
Oh man. Well, you're still with us, so we're glad for that. Hopefully you'll heal up soon. First question for you, Simp. Did you consult with Simple Tankers and see where their strats went wrong against this Team Fun Gaming?
Certainly. I mean, there's a lot of research that goes into each one of these matches, you know, specifically which maps are chosen and why they're chosen, and the tank selection. And yeah, kind of, you know, a lot of it's dictated from the map choice and the tank selection, how people play. A lot of Simple Tankers stuff was a product of that. It wasn't necessarily a play style thing in those losses there.
Question now for Fun Gaming. The tables turned, and you became the aggressors against RBIS. Are you prepared to do the same thing against the #1 team in the division?
So we weren't play aggressively against RBIS. It was our usual game. So if we have information about enemies, we attack, and if we don't have information about enemies, we don't attack. We have lost battle, lost that match, but now we need 3 points, and I think we can get it. Yesterday we had a nice practice with Fnatic. We're preparing something new, and we'll show it right now.
All right. Any words you'd like to say to your opponents, Fun Gaming, before we start?
Good luck and have fun.
Simp, any words?
We're looking forward to the same. This is going to be some stiff competition. We'll see what happens here.
All right, gentlemen. Best of luck. Laps, get well soon. We'll see you on the battlefield.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, kids, don't try that at home. Razor scooters down hills. Not fun. Not fun. I'll have to ask him on camera, off camera, what the story was. But I'm glad that he's able to make it tonight, though. He is in charge of their social media. With that being said, let's take a look at the rosters. Some of the individual performers that we'll be highlighting tonight. Which ones are you looking out for the most, Rookil?
I'm anticipating Lucky and Snowfail will make an appearance, and I'm hoping that they'll make a strong appearance. Because Fun Gaming has made their roster changes. Those guys are no longer redshirted. Simp, of course, hasn't made any roster changes.
All right. I'm looking forward to Lucky and Snowfail as well. But those are for the individuals. It's a team effort. Rookil, what are your rules for victory for these teams?
All right, the first rule is going to be hurry up and wait. While Clutch thinks that this will not be a slow match, I think it will. I think Fun Gaming and Simp are going to have to wait this one out. They're going to be drawing a lot. They're going to be posturing up, attempting to find weakness in each other. But it's going to be difficult because of the caliber of these two teams. So get used to waiting. Don't get ahead of yourself and don't get desperate for a win. Otherwise, I expect that Fun Gaming or Simp will throw away a battle here and there. Second, Lucky Snowfail. 2 new members on that team. One of them, which is Snowfail, has played with the team before. I expect him to perform well, and he probably doesn't have that much to prove. On the other hand, Lucky. I haven't seen him before. I didn't hear much about him when I was asking around. I don't know what he's going to do, but if he's going to be a member of this team, he's going to have to perform exceptionally well, especially tonight against Simp. Third, be like water. This is one of Clutch's favorite quotes. Bruce Lee, you're going to have to flow like water, apparently, around your opponent. Every move they make, you must react instantly and fill the gaps. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're going to have to be fast because time is not going to be on your side in this battle.
Time is such a crucial factor for any team that's going up against defensive postures. And we have been noting that it's around the 3-minute or 2:45 mark where teams have got to make a push, got to make an attack. It's enough time for them to continue the brawls and also to have their T1 stay alive. In case it goes wrong, it'll turn into a draw rather than a loss. Here we go. Battle number 1 of the first match tonight. Simp versus Fun Gaming. Rookil, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at a Pershing, 3 T69s, a 1390, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for Simp. Fun Gaming will be bringing a Pershing, a T69, 3 1390s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams. Now, real quick, Josh, I got the quote right. Be like water is the quote.
Be like water, my friend. Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. No, you were spot on. Bruce Lee is a man that I looked up to. I still do, but as a kid, I did martial arts for about 10 years. And, well, 9 years as a kid, and then altogether my life 10 years. And it was the sheer dedication and outlook on life and his view of water. You know, put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. Put water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. And I used that allegory when I was talking about Fnatic a number of seasons ago, and Nagatron contacted me on Skype and said, dude, that was totally spot on. I said, thanks, man. That's why I'm a commentator. I try to tell those stories to the audience.
All right,
Story right now for Fun Gaming, though, they're to the south in the blue.
And we've got an aggressive move from Simp.
Yep.
I think they might be misreading the situation. They saw Predator in the 1390 to the east, and because of that, they might be assuming too much because I'm seeing tanks moving into a position expecting something which is not there. This is an interesting play by Fun Gaming. Blue Boys might be caught off guard as he goes to hunt for tanks in the southwest because Starkfong, Facepalm, Lucky, go PvP, and Snowfail. Snowfail is lit. Blue Boys is going to bail out of this position, diving down into a defilade to get to safety, but
Lucky gets hit.
Simp is able to reply.
Lucky gets hit for 231 damage. Now, no tanks are spotted at the moment except for Blue Boy's captain on the side of Simp.
I think that was from Abrasive. He's got 3 shots out.
Oh, Lucky gets hit again. Mac G is able to spot him. Another hit from long range. Lucky is perhaps 1 shot away. He misses a shot on the run from Mac G. He's able to get it.
That's Snowfail.
Fej. Notice Fej is on the battlefield tonight.
Oh, interesting.
T1. Lucky gets hit again. 263. Blue Boys misses.
He needs to get the shot. He needs to get the kill. There it is. That's a T8 down. Advantage to Simp. They've lost their T1s, yes, but there's still a chance for Fun Gaming. They have their T1s. They have vision, and they have something they can kind of give up in order to get some kind of advantage. There's only a tiny amount of damage on the T8s, though. Abrasive, the only T8 for Simp to have taken damage, and he is at 1080.
Is this a moment where the T1s are crucial with spotting these tanks, or can they leave this area of the battlefield and try to push for the flag cap to pull away one of the tier 8s?
It's going to have to be spotting, and there's a little bit. They finally find Miss Rocky. She goes down, yes, but a tiny amount of damage was dealt to Adroxus. Go PvP is taking even more in reply, and he's down to 427 damage.
Shot fired from Snowfail returns some of that aggression back towards Simp. Simp has complete map control. Only one of the T1s still left alive for Fun Gaming. That's Facepalm, who is on the western track on the 1 line. It's Predator that is still out of the firefight.
What is Predator doing? You see, there's the hit onto Abrasive for 250 damage.
Yeah, he was on the other side next to the train tracks, popped back, got that long shot with a 1390. Abrasive is low. They want to focus him, but Abrasive is smart enough to know when to pull back as the T69. He has the speed to do so. Blue Boys captain will spot Predator.
And here's the move. They know there's a tank out of position. They know they have an overmatch. Crimson Corsair, Heavy 20, Abrasive, and Adroxus are all going to begin pushing to the southwest. Blue Boys captain is going to, I guess, go 1v1 Predator, but it's going to be a 4v2 effectively.
I'll stick with Blue Boys and Predator while you follow the main battle there, Ryukill. Blue Boys is able to land 1 shot.
First hits into Crimson Corsair for 741, 1,000 damage even. 2 more shells to finish him off, but first Go PvP goes down, then Crimson goes down. This is an uneven fight in favor of Simp. Stark Fung will go down next, and there it is. But the autoloaders may be reloading soon. Adroxus is almost dead. Snowfail needs 1 more shell to finish him off, but now they're going to be fighting around the carcass of one of their allies, and Adroxus is able to sneak 1 more in there. Snowfail even misses the shell, which may allow Adroxus to come back in this fight. He's being outplayed. Snowfail really needing to do work, but he's only able to do it with a sliver of health left.
Here comes Abrasive and that T69 ready to finish, and he gets 1 shot for the finish. Predator and Blue Boys captain stopped their firefight because Blue Boys fell back, but now Predator up on the railroad tracks, trying to land a shot against Blue Boys. That long-range fire is 2 misses. That might have been a track hit against Blue Boys. It's 2 tanks left alive for Fun Gaming. Shot from long range against Predator is going to force him to jump off the railroad tracks, and now on the eastern side, push to the north. 55 seconds left for the T1 on Simp's flag here. Facepalm.
And Heavy 20 is very close. He will spot him shortly, and he does. Facepalm is up. Heavy 20 stops. He begins to 0, and he's going to fire and get the hit.
Heavy 20 gets the kill. Predator last alive against 3 tanks.
He's got a reasonable amount of health.
He does. He could try to prolong this for a draw with really, really well-timed shots on the flag, but Simp stays together and lands their shots. Predator's a dead tank.
He's spotted, but he has lit Heavy 20 and Blue Boys. Abrasive has remained unspotted, though, and that could allow him to close the distance undetected and then just surprise Predator with a quick 900 damage.
Predator now leaving the northern section of the village, heading further south on the dirt road. Still not spotted.
He is just good driving right down the main road. He knows there's bush cover. He knows that they couldn't possibly have gotten on him yet. Only Blue Boys is predicting his movement and is going to meet him in the south. Going up and over, they proxy spot each other first. Shots fired, Predator takes a hit, but Blue Boys does not in reply. Now, Abrasive going over the tracks. He's going to get his shell himself. Blue Boys has got this easy peasy. Really
nice shot from Abrasive from long range. And that does it for battle number 1. Simp takes the battle. Now, Prohorovka is, a map when we saw in Season 1 was super high-octane action. And then Season 2 and Season 3 started to slow down a bit with some of the longer range fire and cutting the map in half or using the northwestern side for holding tanks back. And then we were starting to see some east side play come on this map. And now we saw aggressive movement from Simp and Fun Gaming holding to the south for a long time. But once they were able to stop that 1 tier 8, the point advantage of more tanks with more firepower is what was able to allow Simp to get the win there. Anything else? You think it was a more of Fun Gaming just pushing too far north?
No, I think it was Fun Gaming attempting to metagame Simp, but when Simp misread their opponent, I don't think there was enough intel from Fun Gaming to recognize the advantage that they had. They had the ability to fire into so many different tanks. If Predator were proxy spotting more tanks, at the time, those T-69s could have been taking damage left and right from the west, and that could have been a tier 8 down. That could have been Fun Gaming's win, especially if they had not spotted the Pershing and spooked Blue Boys. Because once Blue Boys was spotted, and he spotted a Pershing in reply, he recognized that this was a trap. And he's smart enough to know, I need to get out of here. I am just a one alone scout. There is no one with guns on this position. No one is prepared to cover me. I am just here to clear out T1s. I was not expecting this. This was not a part of the normal play. This is a meta strat where you're trying to counter your opponent's play with something sneaky, something off the wall, something they can't possibly expect or read by placing tanks in such a manner that it doesn't actually make sense in most situations.
Well, making sense comes down to maybe what's not happening in the moment, but what happens at the end. And that is how you out-meta a team. They're thinking, hey, this doesn't make any sense. Why are they doing this? And then in the end, they realize, oh, well, this led to that step, or this led to that trap, or that crossfire. And it's intriguing to see when we see something new. It's a rare occasion, I would say, the amount of battles that we've commentated in our careers so far, but there's still room for surprises and shifts.
Mm-hmm.
The overall shifts can mean we see something continuously, even though we have seen it in the past, we just don't see it anymore, and then it comes back out of the blue and it works, which is always fun. Sometimes arty may be a choice, but
I don't know.
I don't think that'll pretty much happen in this type of gameplay we have now. Battle number 2 will take place on Himmelsdorf between these two teams. Rookhill, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, looking at 4 AMX 5100s and IS-3 and 2 T1 Cunninghams. For SIMP, Fun Gaming will have 3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams. Looks like Funny Bunny. There we go. I was actually told Funny Bunny wouldn't be here tonight, but turns out she is. Yeah. Although she loaded in incredibly slow. I wonder if she's having internet issues or something.
I'm not sure. Intriguing thing here, Rookhill, we usually see the difference of 3 IS-3s to 2 on the opposite team. And that's the biggest variance that would happen on Himmelsdorf. But the 4th 5100 here, I wonder if this is for more of a long-range play, a long-range defensive play to land the shots from a further distance to not encourage brawls, to stop the brawls, or is it a swift type action coming out of SIMP? Fun Gaming is going to be moving a number of their tanks to the hill.
I think it's going to be that swift reaction. They're going to find some tanks, and they're just going to blow them up. That's it. They're not going to worry about getting into a brawl that'll last a minute or two. It's going to be over in a second. They're going to find some tanks, they're going to cut them off, and destroy them. And it looks like we might be into that engagement as all 5 tier 8s from SIMP are heading to the hill, and how many are heading from Fun Gaming to the hill?
Fun Gaming, there's 3 to the front and 1 to the rear with Facepalm. That's 4 of their tier 8s.
So there is an overmatch for SIMP on the hill. They've got, that's Go PvP in the IS-3 watching the middle, trying to make sure nothing sneaky is going to happen there so their team can react. But we may have a surprising situation as Adroxus has spotted Predator, Predator has spotted Adroxus. Only 1 tank spotted, but seeing an IS-3 on top of the hill is very strange, and that might cause Fun Gaming to back off.
Look at Adroxus' positioning. He's really putting himself out there, and he can't absorb that damage in that IS-3. He is the point man as the 5100s will round the corner. They see Lucky. They fire for 1. Facepalm turns the corner, sees Adroxus. They trade blows. Adroxus is able to get more damage in that firefight.
Just a little bit. It's not quite there yet.
No, there's a small difference. Predator is hit for 413.
But Crimson Corsair is going to be able to create a crossfire if they can bait tanks around the corner. And there it is, Crimson Corsair putting a shot into Snowfail, and that may prompt the push from the rest of SIMP as they begin playing the corner game and they focus Snowfail. Lucky may be next.
Big bounce on the front of Lucky. Another bounce. Lucky living up to his name, but will that last? Adroxus on the run, will fire, and gets the kill. Facepalm falls next. And it's only 1 tier 8 that was still left on the hill. That's Predator. He tries to turn around. Adroxus will be loaded in a matter of seconds. Fires and gets the kill. All Fun Gaming can do with the 2 remaining tanks is move for the flag cap since they're in the northern position. They're not going to go out without a fight. Funny Bunny and Go PvP inches away from getting on the flag cap. They do spot Funny Bunny in the T1. Fej is able to see that. And the rest of SIMP can fall back from the hillside and get these kills.
Very easily they will. Just enough time to get the reload in. Fej coming into the T1 momentarily, I expect. Yes, he will. And he should be able to at least delay the cap long enough for everyone else to show up. Heavy 20 moving on down.
Go PvP trying to pick a spot where to fight. Sees Heavy 20 first, fires 387. Return fire from SIMP as they close in. Funny Bunny firing. Just for the heck of it, damage something. Abrasive takes down Heavy 20. And SIMP takes battle number 2 on Himmelsdorf, up 2-0 so far. one battle away from taking the series. Impressive run so far. Real Kill, you said that it's going to be a slow matchup. I said it'd be fast.
You're right.
So, well, you know, that's just the first two battles.
Yeah. It's just
so anything can still happen.
The way it's playing out is so odd. It's not that they're intentionally engaging. I think they're happenstancing engaging. Now, Prohorovka turned into kind of long. I mean, it lasted a little ways, but there was a lot of tension there.
Mhm.
It wasn't as relaxed, and there wasn't a lack of intelligence. Whereas this time, I think Simp was like, let's go all the way to the hill. Let's see what they do. Fun Game is going to do something. We don't know what, but we can just flow off of this. We can flex out of this hill position, leave someone behind, but we're going to establish our control of the Himmelsdorf immediately.
So far, it's been overmatches in two different scenarios. One on Prohorovka for the longer game. They took out one of the tier 8s, so once they realized that Predator was away from the firefight, they pushed in. Perfect play to make, best decision to make. The next one is on hill. They recognize how many tanks are up there after they already start the engagement. Plus, where their tanks were positioned were in an aggressive stance, but they still had the debris to cover them when necessary. And this is a type of aggression that's very important. When you feel that, oh no, I could get damaged, I better fall back, that's not the right mentality to have when you spot the enemy. It should be, how can we effectively destroy our target in front of us without us taking too much damage? And you're going to take damage. That's one of the things in World of Tanks. You have to realize you're going to take damage. How do you make sure that damage isn't crippling and doesn't destroy your strategy? And Simp knew that they could win on hill, and they took it.
Precisely. I was expecting, though, something different from Fun Gaming. They were promising us surprises.
Well, they might have had the same exact mentality with Simp, except they kept one of their tier 8s lower to scout the center courtyard.
Yeah, but it is a little more common to send 4 tier 8s to the hill and leave one behind. It seems more within the realm of normal. Simp's one seemed to be, they're maybe metagaming harder? I don't know.
Possibly. Maybe they found out that their opponents Fun Gaming were scrimmaging with Fnatic, and they thought, well, if we were playing Fnatic, this is what they would do, so let's try to play that way. It's still anybody's game, though, since it is a best of 5, and a team has to win 3. Fun Gaming one battle away from falling short. Simp one battle away from maintaining their first place in their division. Even though with a loss, though, they'll still stay in first place. Rukil, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at 2 AMX 5100s, an IS-3, 2 1390s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for Simp. Fun Gaming will have 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, a 1390, and 2 T1 Cunninghams.
Fun Gaming is able to come back and win. They will move on to second place, most likely in a tie with another team. If they lose, they fall to 5th place. And as their representative on the face-off said, they want to get these 3 league points. They need them. Fun Gaming is in the west from their northern spawn position in the blue. Simp will be in the red to the south. And this could be a one-line fountain push coming from Fun Gaming compared to going for the Delta Village where Simp is headed.
This is a weird switch, yeah. It's usually the northern spawn takes these.
This is that meta you talked about.
Oh, dude, so meta.
So meta. The meta is deep. The struggle is real.
Yeah, Abrasive and Fedge sitting in the very southeast trying to counter out some opening moves from maybe a 1390, but no, Lucky has chosen to go to the west as well. I do not get this. This is just strange. Adroxus, nice position, by the way, in that IS-3. I do love seeing tanks in that.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. You actually climb up right over there. You've got this little ramp. You got yourself on top of a huge rubble pile, and you actually have a nice hull down into one of the forward positions your opponent in the north could push up to. And you get to back up into cover. It's actually great. Unfortunately, you do have a little bit of a weakness in that there's some shots from the far west that can't be covered by your allies, but that's less of an issue, especially if you have someone covering you like Heavy 20 is on Simp. So they have every single lane of approach covered. Heavy 20 watching just north of Adroxus. Of course, these guys battle buddies all the time. Odd, though, that Heavy 20 is not an IS-3 like it usually is.
Well, Heavy 20 maybe is trying to diversify his portfolio as a World of Tanks professional player with the 5100.
He's trying to ask for, like a raise or something?
Possibly.
Hey, guys, I play IS-3 and 5100. I'm like two tankers.
That's a 1.5 increase in nerd cred.
Exactly. And now it looks like Simp just going to be chilling out, slowly taking more and more control.
This is that defensive engagement we talked about, where SIMP does not have to play aggressive at all. They can play for the draw and the next draw. And if they win, if they get 2 draws in a row, then they automatically win. So this is up to Fun Gaming to push up and go for the win. And again, that 3-minute mark that we've been looking at, if Fun Gaming was going to make an aggressive stance, a push, an attack against the flag cap, and it didn't work, they could keep one of their T1s hidden away somewhere, prolong the battle as long as they could, and still get the draw. Draw in this scenario, though, then 2 wins for Fun Gaming would mean a tiebreaker. Even if Fun Gaming was able to defeat SIMP in the tiebreaker, they'd only get 1 league point instead of 3, and they desperately need those 3 league points.
And now spotting has happened. Facepalm in the south is lit by Mac. Mac sitting in a very interesting T1 position. Very, I think, sketchy escape pattern for that T1. Of course, when Mac goes down, their chances of winning only increase.
They do. That is the Mac attack. For our fans that have been joining us ever since Season 1, we statistically looked at the amount of times MacG would die in ratio to the amount of times his team won, and it was above a 60% increase of wins whenever he fell into battle.
They almost never lost when he was dead.
Yeah.
Only when he was left alive longer. Which is just so interesting, and it just points out how excellent Mac is as a commander at micromanaging the rest of his team. But on top of that, you have the rest of SIMP, which is all a lineup of exceptional players. Blue Boys, I remember at the beginning of Season 1, he was brand new to scouting, but now he's an excellent scout in that 1390. He does an excellent job. Heavy 20 and Adroxus, always known to be absolutely brilliant players. Crimson Corsair has been with SIMP for an incredible amount of time, and Abrasive is actually one of the newer members of SIMP. And even so, he is very talented. Fedge, of course, also has been, I think, maybe even relegated to a T1. I don't think he minds, but...
Well, Fedge, because of school, is unable to make all of the matches. But with that, he's still an important part of the team.
Yeah. And with that, we're actually seeing a move now from Fun Gaming.
Yep, they're moving back in a defensive posture on their flag cap. Not spotting anything from SIMP in the last minute or so, at least. So because of this, it's going to be for the long game now between SIMP and Fun Gaming. Predator, Facepalm, and Snowfail in their 5100s. Facepalm in the IS-3. We'll hold this line at least for another minute to see if SIMP will push up. If there is no engagement coming from SIMP, nothing spotted from them, then Fun Gaming at the 4-minute mark could position themselves into an attack position and then go for the flag cap at 3 minutes.
Indeed, but right now they're sitting in a very defensive position, and I worry actually for their ability to push out and around because of it. They've kind of restricted themselves in a matter of mobility, and they've gotten all the way to their opponent's cap, but they're not going to push on through. SIMP's positions are, if we want to go ahead and look at the telestrator, are actually all the way in the Delta Village. They're going to have to cross in order to get back to cap, and at the same time, you could actually see a 1390 move on across to begin screening and kind of putting pressure on that approach. SIMP can, of course, begin moving up and around to try and get cover fire, but that's a little bit more difficult. At the same time, you can see a counter push come in, add different levels of pressure onto the SIMP tanks. It would be a draw unless you could get the cap. It's very important to get the cap victory in the north.
It is. 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Fun Gaming now moving a little bit further south in their spread to get to their possible attack position. However, they have a number of Tier 8s, 2 of them in Delta 3 and Bravo 5 that are holding. Nothing from SIMP to push up against the flag. Their position is spread out in the the southeastern corner, and they can hold.
Yeah. There's almost nothing I think Fun Gaming is going to be able to do. With only 3 minutes left, they're going to have to put cat pressure on. They don't have the possibility of doing that because it's right in the open. And SIMP has this one. There's no situation in which I think that Fun Gaming is going to be able to do this. They're going to have an insane cap fast with a screen that is actually able to hold off SIMP. It's possible. Blue Boys and Abrasive are in a position where they'd actually be firing on the cap instead of going around to flank. You could have Heavy 20 or maybe Crimson Corsair. Crimson Corsair in a 5100 could return to and flank and possibly stop all this, but it's going to take quite a lot for Simp to stop this and much more for Fun Gaming to be able to initiate.
But where they're positioned right now, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that one tank up to the very northern position in that tier 8 could move down the TIE fighter and maybe engage in a long-range flank fire against teams moving up.
Fedge is lit Snowfail. They know he's coming around behind. They also have not spotted the rest of the tanks from Fun Gaming. And with that, this is actually a two-pronged attack, which could go very interesting. Facepalm is now lit by MacG. MacG still not lit, still not spotted. And now Lucky is going to be moving across in the south. They're going to begin screening. I expect they'll probably get onto Cap. Funny Bunny, Miss Rocky, Predator, all going to Cap now. They finish off Mac, but Lucky is taking quite a few shells. Heavy 20 and Adroxus all unloading, and Lucky is dead in an instant. Cap has begun, 3 tanks are on it, and there's no one in a position to actually stop the blocking from Predator.
Now Predator is going to be the shield for these two T1s.
Oh no, actually, Abrasive. Abrasive could get it in his 1390, but he's going to be taking fire.
Well, Predator's firing back, though. Can he get another shot against him? He misses that one. Predator, that looks like it fizzed. Did not get a shot. That one did penetrate. Abrasive. Oh,
Blue Boy's just going in.
10 seconds. Heavy 20's going in as well.
He doesn't even
T1's trying to stay alive. Turning around. 3 seconds. Funny Bunny. Oh, got pushed out.
Heavy 20 rams Miss Rocky and Funny Bunny simultaneously, stopping all of the Cap and ending the hopes for Fun Gaming. Now it's just cleanup. Facepalm and go PvP. They can't do it. 58 seconds left. They can pick up some kills. I don't think they're going to be able to pick up the win, though.
Well, Blue Boy's going to try. Facepalm 1 shot away from falling. Misses. Oh, a bounce against Blue Boys, and he gets the kill. It's go PvP, Blue Boys and Crimson and Abrasive. Oh, another shot that misses against Blue Boys. I don't think he's going to have enough shells to take out Go PvP, but it's going to be a worthy effort. And Blue Boys goes down. Fej putting himself on the flag cap.
Oh, they realize it now. Crimson Corsair smells it.
Wait, Crimson could do it.
Yes?
He's close to reloading. He's got to get there in time. Abrasive is following him as well.
Moving on up.
And Crimson gets 1 shot for 319, 17 seconds left. Go PvP rams into the side of the wall, slowing him down. Crimson Corsair will round the corner. He needs 2 shots, 2 good shots. Abrasive is there as well. He's reloaded. 7 seconds. That one didn't penetrate. 5 seconds for Go PvP to get the draw. Abrasive fires on the run. It goes into the tracks. And it will be a draw between Simp and Fun Gaming. Close. Very close. And luckily for them, they started about 2:30. If they would have started at 3, would have been enough time for those tanks to get the kill.
And this actually keeps hope alive for Fun Gaming. Because they didn't lose, that doesn't give the 3-0 to Simp. That means they could go to the tiebreaker. Fun Gaming, all they have to do is play for that tiebreaker. All they have to do. Am I wrong?
All they have to do. That's right.
They have to win the next 2 battles. If they don't, it's over. If they win the next 2 battles, Fun Gaming can take this to a tiebreaker on Sand River. And hopefully for them, they've been able to do more damage, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
It was the right idea. It was the right idea for the time to attack. However, the one T1 that was spotted all the way to the north side, that was Snowfail?
Snowfail, yes.
He was out of the fight for too long.
Yeah, he was in an AMX 5100, and he was trying to create a flank in which he would be able to pressure tanks from Simp enough to the point where he would either get free damage or they would be forced to make a solution for him. And that would be, of course, having someone fire back at him. That would be 2 tanks probably to deal with him quickly enough. But because he was spotted, and we have to give credit to, I believe that was Fej in the T1 for being in the right position at the right time, and knowing, and of course credit to Mac for calling that, to know that there was the potential for a flank to the north. They had their south covered. They recognized that Cap was the only option. Fun Gaming had to push. There was no other option. And they were ready for it.
The next map will be on Abbey, and if there's one map that you can play for the draw and the win for Simp, it's this one. Where Simp will spawn, looking at the game, I am on the side of Fun Gaming. They'll be spawning to the north. Simp will spawn to the south, southwest.
That's an easier defense, I think.
Yeah.
I would think so. Of course, you can get a 5100 on Cap and go for the fast cap like we saw just a moment ago, but if Simp is ready for it, and I believe they are, especially after that simple tankers match we saw a few weeks back, they should be ready for the fast caps.
However, if there's one card that Fun Gaming should play, it's on Abbey in this battle. They're one draw away from losing the series. SIMP can hold for the win. Let's take a look at those tanks.
We have one 5100, an IS-3, two T-69s, a 1390, and two T1 Cunninghams for the side of SIMP. Fun Gaming will have three AMX 5100s, an IS-3, a 1390, and two T1 Cunninghams.
Well, those 5100s, with their speed and power, are a good choice on Abby compared to, well, I mean, it's a comparison to the 1390s. Right? That traverse speed is still better on the 1390s compared to the 5100s, but they want to get the damage out. And also, they could block for those T1s on the flag cap again.
Precisely. The tall profile of a 5100 is perfect for those fast caps. It also has the mobility. It just doesn't have much armor. Unfortunately, and maybe fortunately for kind of a game balance thing, you've got the IS-3, which has great armor, yes, but it's low profile. And it's so prevalent in 7x42, but it just has that weakness of not being good for fast caps.
Predator Go PvP, Facepalm, and Snowfail. Fun Gaming are in the northwest. You talk about timings, Rookhill, and you think, in this type of position, it doesn't matter if it's 3 minutes, at 9 minutes, whatever. If they can't break, it's over.
Yeah. They have all the time in the world, and they need to be taking advantage of it. Of course, they can't get ahead of themselves.
No, you don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but you don't want to leave that opening if you attack around 3 minutes for SIMP to be able to escape for the draw.
Precisely.
This is the difference here.
Mm-hmm. There's no draw option, meaning it cannot be within the realm of possibility. You can't let time be on the side of SIMP. Time for you to draw doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is an attack and defense, effectively now. Fun Gaming must attack, SIMP will defend.
So let's take a look at their possible attack pattern. Lucky, he's at Abby. Funny Bunny, she's with the rest of her team. And Miss Rocky will be on the eastern side. Close to the road, but next to this building, hidden. Now the rest of the tier 8s are pushing down that 2 line.
This will be the slow move.
Funny Bunny is spotted, dodges a shot from Heavy 20. And now Fun Gaming knows where their opponents are located and have to decide how to engage the most effective way. Is it using Lucky for a possible flank to the south? Is it trying to pull one of the tanks to engage Lucky in the Abbey side? This is the time they have. Facepalm takes a hit for 254. This is the time they have now to figure that out.
The position of SIMP is too strong. They have tanks that can react. Abrasive is lit, yes, but Adroxus can also come back. Adroxus sitting watching the cap. At the same time, he has enough time, plenty of time, to get back and then try and support. Abrasive there in the T-69 can slow everything down. And with Heavy 20 right in front of him, that is a hard line to push. You cannot push the 2 line as Fun Gaming. And then the 1 line, that is covered by Blue Boys, and he has the perfect angle. He's got this dead Sherman tank, along with the dead Panzer, and he's got a perfect angle, right down to the corner. There's a few trees in the way, but he's going to spot everything. The moment it comes around, you have to have this wide push. And even then, Blue Boys has great cover to hide behind, hunker down, and wait for support. Right up the hill. Heavy 20, Abrasive, sitting right there. But Blue Boys is watching that angle. And then in support, ready to go whichever direction is necessary, Crimson Corsair. SIMP has the perfect defense. They've known this defense since before the WGL. Months and months before the WGL, maybe even a year. This strategy has been in Mac's playbook.
Snowfail and Go PvP are ready to help Facepalm if the engagement occurs. Funny Bunny able to cross successfully. Gets hit by Blue Boy's captain. He had that road on lockdown. She falls.
Just talking about it. There's no approach. There's no way to do this. This is not an acceptable way to do it. You must fast cap. Fun Gaming does not have the option of going right at their opponent. Their opponent is entrenched and in superior position.
Well, they're using that option now. Facepalm pushing up.
I don't agree with this.
He's the spearhead.
If this works...
I think this is up to Lucky, really. He's spotted in the center. And this could be a big indicator for SIMP to know that
that is a mistake.
They could push here. And Abrasive takes a big hit.
Yeah, he was looking the wrong way. He did not have his turret facing the right way. And that's actually a little bit of damage in favor of Fun Gaming to start the brawl. Of course, the reaction is here. SIMP is flexing. Crimson Corsair is covering. Odroxus has shown up. And here's the damage. Here's the fight.
And Snowfail is almost down, but he returns fire. He falls against Abrasive Predator. He's able to get a kill. Lucky takes down MacG here. But how important is that in the center? Well, Lucky could maybe move up for a flank if the rest of his team can stay alive. Facepalm. Almost down. He falls. Only 2 tanks left. That could do any damage.
Lucky's not in the fight. That's what you were talking about before. He's very important, yes. But because it was a 4v5, SIMP is able to win. They annihilated 3 tier 8s, whereas only 1 went down for SIMP.
They can egg him on.
Yeah.
Abrasive fires from long range for 2 shots. You can hear the fizzle.
And
Predator tries to leave.
As they turn around, they know Lucky's there. Blue Boys is going to take shells, yes, but this is a 2v1. Lucky doesn't stand a chance. 1 more shell from Blue Boys. It goes into dirt. Adroxus misses. Lucky is lucky.
He was lucky on Himmelsdorf, but not for long. He's misses. No, Blue Boys did take the shot. He just didn't die. Blue Boys gets the kill.
Now Predator's going to try and come back. Interesting timing. If they'd come back at the same time, maybe something could have happened, but otherwise. Oh, Abrasive Track throws one of his shells into the wall. Predator might actually be able to get the drop on him. 1 more shell from Predator should do it.
Oh, Abrasive still alive. And Predator's able to get it. Crimson Corsair very, very low. So's Blue Boy's captain. But Adroxus gets the kill from around the corner. That T69 finisher. Now coasting into the sunset is Miss Rocky. Fires away at Fej and gets the kill.
Not bad.
3 minutes and 24 seconds. Ooh, long range. Blue Boys captain. Maybe go for the ram damage here.
Should be able to finish her off. Of course, there's always a chance. Never mind.
And SIMP is able to take out Fun Gaming 3-1 in 4 battles. Draw happening on Ruinberg. They played defensive. Lucky was spotted because of MacG. They tried to push in. GG.
Yeah, very easy. Abby, you were saying it right before the battle. Easy map to draw on. Easy map to defend on. Fun Gaming really messed up in the map pickings part of the series right before the match begins. Letting Abby get into that was, you know, maybe it seems like in foresight, but if you're going to go down in the first 2, there's no return. You've put yourself, unfortunately, or allowed yourself to be in a position that is rough.
Well, I'm sure they weren't planning on them losing the first 2 battles, and that could have been why they chose that for the fourth engagement, just in case, to swift the momentum the other way.
Maybe.
If that was necessary for that type of draw. That does it for the first series, meaning that SIMP will stay in first place, and Fun Gaming gets knocked down to 5th place. That, of course, is dependent upon what happens in the rest of the night tonight. The next matchup, Simple Tankers versus RBIS after this.